Hi, I'm Larry Nelson, and I'm associated with the greatest wrestlers in the world, from here and from there. Now, I know that you think you've seen it all, but you haven't, because right here on this channel, you can see the NEWA. And this is wrestling action, the likes of which I know you've never seen before, and I ought to know. All right? The greatest wrestlers in the world congregate, and you can see them on your television set right here on this station. The NEWA, bringing you great wrestling action. Get a beer, get a bag of popcorn, do whatever you've got to do, but get back here in time to see the NEWA and great wrestling action right here on this television station.
Hey, wrestling fans, you may recognize me. I've been doing play-by-play on wrestling, professional wrestling, for some 23 years. All across the country, across the seas, in Europe, and now we are on the NEWA, the Northeast Wrestling Association, where you see the world's finest wrestlers engaged in combat right here. It's coming up. Don't go away. Northeast Wrestling Association. Oh, the finest, the major league of professional wrestling.
Big League Wrestling, sanctioned by the NEWA, the Northeast Wrestling Association. The NEWA is the big time of professional wrestling, shot entirely on location at the Holy Dome, the Church of the Squared Circle on Filmore Street, Northeast. The NEWA is sponsored in part by Old Stool Beer. Old Stool costs you less, and it gets you drunk. The title of today's program is Nightmare on Filmore Street. So, with that in mind, let's go now to some file footage of the chaotic events that transpired at the close of our last show.
The most odious act I have ever seen. Rugged Roger picks up Killer Carr and holds him for a sheet. Or is it Macho Bob? Macho Bob it is, coming off the top rope with a chair. Oh, unbelievable. And then here comes Disco Dick. Disco Dick fighting mad. Here he comes with a bolo. He's got that chain still wrapped around, tightly around his right hand. Disco Dick chasing the villains from the ring area. This is unbelievable. I don't believe this. Killer Carr laying there in the ring, doing the flip-flop like a fish out of water. Paramedics are coming in now. Paramedics are in here, taking him out of here.
Wrestling fans, you witnessed just what I did, and I can't believe it. Rugged Roger turned on his own partner. Here they come out now. I can't believe what happened. Killer Carr looks like a mess. Can you see anything at all? Oh! Wrestling fans, this is the most odious act I've ever seen in my life. Here comes the ambulance now. I'm glad it got here so quickly. I gotta leave. I gotta get the door. Be careful. Be careful. Let's get him in here quickly. Killer, best of luck. I can't believe they would do this to Killer Carr, the most loved man in professional wrestling. I'm just glad he's in good hands with a nearby hospital. Good luck, Killer.
Welcome, wrestling fans, to the largest indoor wrestling facility in the world, the Holy Dome. As you've just seen, the disastrous hijacking, whatever you want to call it, of Killer Carr, of that last match. I just don't have words to describe it, but he will be here tonight for this card, but the mass scooter will not. Let's get on to the card that we have in store for you tonight. We have a singles championship going on. We have 4 contestants involved. The opening bout will be Macho versus the Fighting Irishman. The second bout will be Shorty versus the Menaces. The winners will meet for the championship. I wouldn't miss that. We got a main event, a major league main event. Roger and the Sheik versus Killer and Disco. And I would like to see that match from the front row because there'll be action, rope to rope, turnbuckle to turnbuckle. But what I'd like to bring on right now to see what he's up to is the Fighting Irishman. Fighting, come on in.
Top of the day to you, Mean Gare. Let me start off by saying Irish eyes are smiling all over this wonderful sports arena called the Holy Dome.
Why is that, Fighting?
Well, I'll tell you why, Mean Gare. Mr. Stanley O. Sideburn has granted me a match with the scourge of the NEWA, Macho Man Roberta Stephenson.
I hear you've been out of the country for quite a while.
That's right, Mean Gare. I've been to Ireland, drinking old stools and picking potatoes. And every time I look into the eyes of one of these spuds, I see the eyes of the Macho Man. Macho Man, beg for mercy. Mercy, mercy, mercy! And let me also say, Meneses, welcome to the NEWA. Good luck with that leprechaunish shorty. That's it.
I would hate to be Macho Bob when the Fighting steps in the ring with the Meneses at his side. We're going to break right now. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Hey, Shorty Collins, what can I get you? A stool, what else? When I say stool, I mean old stool. Thank you, Mr. Garrett. Remember, if you just order a stool, there's no telling what you'll get. So when you're thirsty, ask for Old Stool beer. Hey, go. What can I get you? Give me a stool. This ain't what I mean. Give me an old stool. Old Stool beer is America's finest premium beer. Old Stool costs you less, and it gets you drunk.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NEWA, the big time of professional wrestling. I'm Al LaCroix, and the referee for tonight is Scott, I didn't see it, Schneider. Entering the ring from Dublin, Ireland, weighing 287 pounds, the champion of the Emerald Isle, the incredibly capable Fighting Irishman. And now entering the ring area from Taylor Street Northeast at 294 pounds, Macho Man Bobby Stephenson. And in his corner, by permission of NEWA President Stanley Sideburn's Rugged Rod.
Well, thank you very much for that resplendable introduction there, Al LaCroix. And we get the signal from Scott. I didn't see it, Schneider, the referee, to ring the pan, and that's what I did. I rung the pan, and here we go. The wrestlers squaring out from the middle of the ring, and the Fighting Irishman slapping Macho Bob in the face. I'd like to take this time to introduce a very good friend and confidant of mine. It's sitting in with color commentary today. His name's Kent Rogers.
Hey, thank you very much. It's nice to be here, and I'm sure that this sanctioned match by Stanley Sideburn. Look at that! Hey, Macho Bob receiving some arm drag takedowns by Fighting.
Holy cow, that Irishman is fighting mad. He throws Macho Bob in the ropes for an Irish whip. Macho Man came off and Fighting gave him a Dublin drop.
Oh, look at that spinning toe on the head.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. Fantastic.
You can see Macho Man going to his corner for a little aid from his brother, Rugged Roger Stephenson, who is now in the Macho camp.
All right, now that's a side headlock, and I think he nailed him with a thumb in the throat. Now that is not really permitted. It shouldn't be permitted.
Well, it's kind of tough to see that from our angle, of course, Kent. As we see, well, Rugged Roger now taking it to the Fighting Irishman on that top rope. Oh, my word. He just dragged his neck across that top rope.
He boomeranged him all the way across into the center of that rope. Oh!
Holy cow. Meanwhile,
Holy cow. That reminds me of Halsey Hall, you know that?
that's right. So, meanwhile, back in the middle of the ring, the Macho Man covering Fighting Irishman for a 2 count. Fighting kicked out.